Hey, it's Jeffrey,
And Elizabeth.
and this is 4-Minute Devos. I think we're up to number 12, Elizabeth.
I think so.
That's the Frankston gnome, who is a very popular character just outside the hospital here in Frankston. Today we're talking about how to find God's will for your life. And I've had young people come up to me and say, what does God want me to do with my life? Here's a great verse in Proverbs.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths.
And God is willing to direct your paths. And there is a balance, because you can overthink this. Now, that's Andrew Evans, Elizabeth. He started Family First. And he told the story one day how he was sitting in front of the mirror and he said, Lord, do you want me to wear the red tie or do you want me to wear the blue tie? What do you think the Lord said to him?
I'm not your mother.
There are 4 questions you need to ask yourself. And rather than saying, what is my calling? What is God showing you? What problems do you want to solve? And I'm saying this because we need to get out of the habit of thinking of a calling as only something that people do when they go into the ministry. You can be called to be a train driver. You can be called to be a teacher. One of the happiest persons I know was called to be a nurse. The second question you need to ask yourself is what brings you the greatest joy? Because God wants you to be happy. Does that person look happy?
I think so.
I think they've found the job they love. Of course, Lawrence said that. He was Australia's most successful swimming coach. He loved his job and he said, you know, I never worked a day in my life because I did what I loved. Principle number 3 is what did God create you to do? Elizabeth, when I was in high school, I applied to be an ambulance driver. They said I was 5 inches too short. Apparently, if I picked up a stretcher, the patient would just fall off it. So it wasn't God's will for me to be an ambulance driver at that time. But you have abilities and you have qualities that will perfectly balance what God has called you to do. And I think this is a question that we are seriously going to have to look at in the future. And that is, what are you running away from? You know, 80% of people who go into the entertainment industry will leave within 3 years because they can't handle rejection. And of course, 50% of people who go into ministry will leave ministry within 5 years because they can't handle failure. And so it's not just a question of what are you running to, but what are you running away from? Is it failure? Is it rejection? Is it humiliation? Because you need to deal with those.
For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Winston Churchill once said, if you haven't failed 5 times, you're not even trying. And so we can face life with the firm belief that God is on our side. You know why? Because it's true.
As it is written, eye has not seen nor ear heard, nor entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for them that love him.